Hi everybody, it's Daphne and you're very welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming to spend some of your time with me today. Today is my weekend makeup look and I thought I would go a little bit out of my comfort zone and do a slightly more glamorous look using colours that I wouldn't normally use. So some dark blues and some peaches, quite heavily lined eyes and false lashes. So I will insert the picture that was the inspiration for this. I'll insert it here. So if you want to see how I've created this look, just keep watching. I'm going to start with my primer, which is the Carter Beauty Youth Boost Primer and Serum, which has all kinds of skin loving ingredients in it and really helps. It has that lovely kind of gel-like finish, so it really helps to give your skin that boost of this hyaluronic acid in it, that boost of hydration, and also you know, wearability and hold. And then I'm going to, because I'm quite red today on my cheeks and that, so I'm going to use a little Sculpted by Aimee Complete Cover Up, and I'm just going to take it's a little concealer brush, and I'm just going to tap into that and just pop somewhere I have redness, just to even out the complexion a little bit. I'm not going to conceal under my eyes just yet. So if you want to do this anywhere that you think you might need a little coverage, whether you have a small little blemish or I'm just using my finger now as well, or you have redness like I do, and you just, my nose has a bit of redness because I've had some allergies the last few days. So I've been blowing my nose, and anywhere I think that there's kind of sallowness like that, little on my chin. Now, and you can see it's just sort of evened out my complexion. For foundation, I'm going to use the Catrice True Skin hydrating foundation, and it's in the color Cool Cashmere 010. This is a lovely, you've seen me use it lots of times before, and my current favorite foundation brush is my it's a blank canvas and it's number F01. It's kind of a dense brush, starting where I need most coverage, which is on my nose and on my cheeks, and then just blending it out. So as you can see, I just used it like a stippling movement and it's given me a nice coverage, and it doesn't look too heavy, it's still quite skin-like. I'm going to do my brows, and I have a new little technique. I hope I have everything I need here for my brows. Now it's probably not new, but it's new to me, and it is using soap and your brow product and a spoolie. So I have a bar of Dove soap. I'm just going to spray a little, that was just rose water. I have my spoolie. I'm going to just rub the spoolie in the soap like that. And I always use a magnifier for my brows. So getting where I have the soap, just brush, I'll go in as close as I can, brush up the brows. Now these are my natural brows now. There's nothing on them except now I'm brushing the soap in, but that's not putting any colour or anything. You can see I have hair there. I'm a little bit sparse here towards the tail, but I have some hair there. And so I've brushed them up and kind of out towards the end, towards the tail of the brow. And you can keep going back in until you get it to look as you know, get them into the shape that you want them to be. Now I'm quite sparse just here. So I'm going to use my brow pencil next, which is the Carter Beauty Brow Defining Pencil. And the trick to this is, normally you would twist your brow pencil up and it would be nice and tapered, but for this you twist it almost back down. So it's just the smallest little bit, I hope you can see that, just over the edge. I'm just going to use a clean piece of paper, and what you do is you just press the brow product against it. So you can see the little mark, and when you twist it back up, you can see that the edges are sharper. Can you see that? The edges are sharper. So you go back in and you draw your little, I'll go as close as I can, you draw in your little brow hairs. And because the soap is there, it's holding on to the brow product. Now it might look a little bit dark, but the spoolie will, you know, even that out. Now even that, you can see where it is actual hair. And you just keep doing that. Sort of finding the natural hair you have. And then where you don't have natural hair, you can kind of fill in that sparseness with little tiny brush-like strokes. Now look at that by comparison. So I'm going to take my spoolie again and find the part where I haven't got any soap, and I'm just going to sort of brush through just to break up if there's any little clumps like that. So you can literally create the brow you want, and then you get your finger and you just press it down. It looks a little bit thick there. Now I think that looks really natural. I'll do the other one off camera. So that's the other brow done, but I'm really impressed with that, that brow hack. And I learned that from an Irish makeup artist on Instagram. Her name is Laura B. I'll link her below. So I'm going to do a little bit of contouring, and I'm going to use my favorite Bobbi Brown bronzer in Golden Light, and just use a very light tapered brush. This is a Sculpted by Aimee brush. So into the bronzer, most of mine is around the edges now. I have this well used, and then just sort of higher up on your cheekbone rather than sort of down underneath it, and it lifts the face a little bit, and just go in very gently. You can always apply more. For blush, I'm going to use MAC Warm Soul, which is a mineralized blush. I love that. It's so, so pretty. So this Sculpted by Aimee brush is dual ended, so I'm just going to use this one for my blush. And with Warm Soul, you kind of have to build it, I find. And I'm going to place it on sort of up higher on the apples of my cheeks. In fact, what's left on the brush, you could kind of brush across your forehead and your nose and your chin, just to kind of bring the colours together. I'm going to prime my eyes now with my Sculpted by Aimee Complete Cover Up Concealer. I just find this is a really good base for my eyes, evens everything out and gives a good hold to the shadows. I'm putting a little just under my lashes so that it will give hold to the shadow I'm going to put there. So I'll just show you again the look that I'm going to recreate, well, try to recreate. There's a fly. So I'm going to use the LA Girl Wanderlust or Wander Plus Lust eyeshadow palette, which has all these beautiful vibrant colours in it. So I'm going to put a nice application of this kind of apricot tone. Now it's looking pinky, but when you pull it back you can see it's slightly more apricot-y. I'm going to put this all over the lid, and I'm using the little mirror that's in it. And I'm going to just blend that out a little bit with another fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go in with this lovely, it's almost like a midnight blue. It's actually darker off camera. And I'm going to use a slightly more tapered brush. This one is a Zoeva. It's a 231. So I'm going to go in ever so carefully with this. So I'm going to go in at the outer corner and into the crease. And the same on this side. I'm kind of looking forward so that I'm actually, when I open my eye, you can still see the colours. In the picture, they have this blue in here as well. So it's creating almost like a spotlight or a halo effect. So I'm going in with a smaller brush, and this one is, I think it's a MAC. Oh no, it's a blank canvas. It's just a tapered, a smaller tapered brush by comparison with this one. So it's just easier to control. So again, I'm going to use my little mirror here and very carefully just place the shadow. I'm keeping an eye on my picture. So it does go up into the crease. Looks like I'm drawing a rainbow. Now that does look kind of scary. I'm going to get a soft, fluffy brush. This is, I think it's a MAC. I do think this is a MAC. I'm not sure though because the name is worn away. And I'm just going to blend out those colours, just using little circular movements. Now, by comparison with this, that's really sheared out. So doing the same thing. I'm going to get, I think this brush probably will work best, and in with the same blue, I'm going to run it under my bottom lids. Then with the brush that I used to apply the shadow to my top lids, I'm just going to shear that out there. I need to bring this one up a bit here to join the two together. So I want to put a kind of a skin toned bone colour up here on my lids to kind of blend everything out and together. So I need a kind of a good fluffy brush for this. That's a little Real Techniques. And the colour I'm using is from a little Flormar palette called Dance of Sepia. Now the model in that picture has actually a tiny little bit of the apricot run sort of from her inner corner of her eye, just under there. And then I'm going to put another little bit of that apricot colour on the centre of my lid. And then this is a really big fluffy brush and I'm just going to blend like that. Well, when I say really big, it's really big for your eyes. I'm going to intensify the colour at the corners here. And blend again. The model's eyes are quite heavily lined, as you can see, and she's obviously wearing false lashes, which I will do. I'm going to use my Carter Beauty Steadfast liquid liner, and I'm pretty sure this is a new one. And the eye is lined completely from top right around, so I'm going to do that. And this is a very easy liner to use. And it goes right into the inner corner. She's also lined her eyes into the lower inner corner like that. But it's actually the waterline that she has lined. Now I can't tell from the photograph, but I suspect she has a slight wing, but this is my interpretation and I want a wing. So what I usually do from the very last lash and from the corner there, you pull up and out like that. And then you can, oh, don't worry, I'll clean it up. Clean that little smudge. Now I suspect as well that her top waterline is lined, so I'm going to actually use this is a Rimmel Scandalise in Deep Wine. For extra hold for my brows, I'm going to use Inglot Brow Mascara. I'm going to go and curl my lashes and apply false lashes and probably a little bit of mascara, and then I'll come back and do the lips. So I have applied my false lashes and I put a little mascara on, which is the So Sue by Suzanne Jackson, the Eye Voltage mascara. And I just topped up the liner where I felt that the eyelash glue was showing a little bit. I'm going to line my lips very quickly with the Charlotte Tilbury teeny tiny lip cheat in Pillow Talk. And then the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. I have also applied a little bit of concealer under the eyes. It's the Inglot Endless Beauty Wands in Aria Glow. And I'm going to apply just a very small amount of setting powder. It's the Sculpted by Aimee Velvet Veil Translucent Powder. And I just need a nice little soft fluffy brush for that. You can pop a certain amount out into that little reservoir there, tap off the excess, and then just wherever you feel you need a little bit more hold. This is a Real Techniques brush. I love this for powder, and then I'm just going to put a little where I would get general wearing away of my makeup. I don't want it too matte. Not that this doesn't mattify completely. So that is the finished look. I actually quite like it, even though it's completely out of my comfort zone. So I will just go and fix my hair and do a quick change, and I'll be back to show you the finished effect. So I am back, and I have just fixed my hair and popped on my fancy earrings, and I'll show you my outfit. You can see I'm wearing a very sparkly top because I just felt this makeup needed a night out, as I do. So I'll just show you the outfit. So I'm wearing a little faux leather skirt that I have about 4 or 5 years, teamed it with just black opaque tights and the same little shoes that I was wearing last week. Sorry, I'll have to stand here so you can see against the brighter colour. And then the top I had, I think, about 2 years. It's a nice sparkly top and a little black bag. So there you go. I love this top. It's a very simple thing to just throw on, and you are set with a nice pair of black trousers or a black skirt, gorgeous little handbag, and yeah, so let me know what you think. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, maybe you would think of hitting that subscribe button and the little notification bell beside it. And have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you in the next video. Have a great weekend. Bye bye.